Celebrity Jin Ah Rim allegedly asked a gangster to beat up a man who accused her of abusing her celebrity power to get a table and free drinks at a bar club. We don't know exactly what yet. That and what exactly is Gapjil? That's all coming up right now. What's up, guys? Fooch from Fooch TV here. First off, I'd like to state that this investigation is still ongoing, so we do not have all the information yet. And as I've mentioned before in some of my previous videos, that some of these news companies will actually, most of them for that matter, they just want to be first, and that's not a Korea thing. That's a big problem with the news all around the world. Everyone wants to be first. So they just throw out any information they hear, whether that be accurate or not, or actually if it makes sense or not. It was very hard to understand what was going on based on the articles that I read, but I kind of was able to piece things together. So I'm going to give you the news from what I understand based on the articles. However, again, this is still an ongoing investigation, so some things may change, but that's not going to be the main point of the video, which we will get to in just a little bit. But anyway, with that being said, let's take a look at what we know about Jin Ah Rim. So this incident is fresh. Yes, I'm back into my YouTube groove, bringing you the latest and hottest news from South Korea. This happened just on May 28th, just this past weekend at around 2:50 a.m. in front of a park in Cheongdam, which is a very, very, very high-end area in Seoul, in Gangnam. I was tempted to say the Beverly Hills of Korea, but I'm so sick and tired of everything in Gangnam is apparently the Beverly Hills in Korea. No, this is extremely nice, but let's not call it the Beverly Hills of Korea. Let's just call it Cheongdam, which is a very, very nice area in Seoul, arguably better than Beverly Hills. I don't know. So yeah, a guy with blonde hair sitting in his car with a passenger in front of the park got approached by a man with a tatted arm. After exchanging some words, the tatted man, being accused of being a gangster, started hitting the blonde dude while the passenger filmed. Now this went on for some time. The passenger, at some point, I guess when they decided they were going to stop filming, they called the police. The police arrived. However, this was like a 20-minute period of arguing and the blonde dude getting beat. Now the blonde dude claims that the gangster was called by celebrity Jin Ah Rim to retaliate a post he made on social media accusing her of 갑질 behavior, which again we'll get to in just a little bit. Just get there, just hold on just a moment. Now the blonde dude claims that Jin Ah Rim went to a bar or club, it's not very clear, bar or club, that is acquaintance owned, and you try to use her celebrity power to get a free table and or free drinks. I'm guessing, both of them. It's not really clear whether or not she ended up getting the table or getting the free drinks. However, the blonde dude posted about the incident on social media. Now, Jin Ah Rim claims that's not what happened, and apparently she had met the blonde dude previously at a club. She said that she was at a club and this blonde dude approached her some time ago and said, "Hey, I know you, let me get your phone number." And she was like, "No, I don't want to give you my phone number." And he's like, "Yeah, okay, well, let me add you on social media." And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And then they added each other on social media, and apparently the blonde dude, every time Jin Ah Rim would post something, he would be very argumentative or try to talk shit or this and that. And she was getting annoyed, and then he messaged her saying, "Hey, do you know who I am?" And she's like, "No, who are you?" And you're like, "What are you talking about? We met before." And then she thought it was very weird, so she went ahead and blocked him. And then apparently this club that the blonde dude's acquaintance owned asked if she was willing to sponsor them. She said no, because I don't go to clubs. And he was like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." And then apparently the owner made some posts on social media, and then the blonde dude took that post and edited it. And if you're confused about what I'm talking about, that's also because I'm very confused, and unfortunately this is the information we have. Something about a post being made, something about it being edited. That's not my lack of research, that's just a lack of information currently out there. But apparently news medias feel like that's appropriate to post articles based on that, so I'm just giving you what I'm told. The whole thing sounds kind of fishy. First of all, she said that she didn't want to accept the sponsorship because she doesn't go to clubs. However, she also claimed that she met the blonde dude at a club, and it also seems like they have some sort of relationship with each other. So at this moment in time, his story seems more plausible. However, it should be noted that these two seem to have some sort of relationship, some friendship or whatever in the past, and his story may not be fully truthful. Her story definitely doesn't sound truthful, but I'm sure the truth is somewhere in the middle. Who knows, this could be some insane case. This could be the start to some insane drama, some insane crime. We don't know much yet. The two just seem to know each other. That's the only thing that I can say for certain. So she claims that the blonde dude edited some posts that his acquaintance made, the owner of the club, and it made her out to look very rude. So she got offended by that, and then she told her fans, and then her fans for some reason was able to track this guy down and beat him up. And that just doesn't sound very believable. One of her fans got upset for her stating that this guy was insulting her for trying to abuse her celebrity power, and then this fan came out of nowhere and found this dude and beat him up, and the guy kind of looks like a gangster and he's all tatted up. A fan of this young girl, or maybe she's not that young, she was the same age as me, born in 1989. We're not that young, unfortunately, but the whole thing kind of sounds sketchy. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about here, because I'm not so much into celebrities or K-pop or whatever, is this Gapjil culture. So what exactly is it? Now, the background about Gapjil is it actually originates from contracts. In a contract, there are two parties. There's party A and party B. Party A is referred to in Korean as Gap, and party B is referred to in Korean as ul. So it's a Gap-ul relationship. So for example, usually the Gap does hold more power. So for example, if you were to get a job and you were signing the employment contract, the employer would be the Gap and the employee would be the ul. Now, jil is a suffix that's added to words, which means the act of using or doing something. Now, Gapjil literally means the act of doing something for the Gap. However, what it really means is somebody abusing their power, a superior abusing their power over somebody else who is weaker in the legal contract or the social contract. The expression can be used anytime when one party feels that they are being mistreated by someone who is in a superior position. Let's take a look at a couple of examples. So the first example is that when a boss making an employee work overtime or is verbally abusing them, that is a Gapjil situation. When a big company contracts a smaller company to do some sort of project, and that big company keeps pushing the smaller company to hurry up, or starts expanding the scope of work without wanting to pay any additional money, that's a Gapjil situation. When the viewers of those mukbangs that were secretly getting paid promotions for certain products were under fire and the audience they were demanding an apology, the audience in that case felt like they were a Gap, and they considered the YouTube creators to be an ul, which is kind of weird because in the US it's different. Usually it's the content creator who has the power. Obviously the fans are important. That's where, that's how the content creator makes money. However, in this situation, the audience feels like they had power over the YouTubers, so the audience considers themselves a Gap. The YouTube creators an ul, and because they were pushing them, that is a Gapjil situation. When the Korean Air CEO went crazy a couple of years because the flight attendant was not handling her nuts properly, that is a Gapjil situation. And possibly in this case, when a celebrity goes somewhere and threatens the business with their celebrity power or demands something for free, that is a Gapjil situation. Now, situations where celebrities or politicians abuse their power happens in every country across the world. However, this Gapjil behavior is especially bad in Korea, where a power dynamic is created based on factors such as people's title, based on their age, and based on their social status. It should be noted, however, that people in Korea hate this sort of Gapjil behavior, and the government has been trying to crack down on it by creating some whistleblower websites in order to fight it. However, this is an issue that's deeply rooted within not only the culture but the language as well. If you're not familiar with Korean language, it does have different honorific forms depending who you're talking to. So a boss can literally use a more simpler, less polite form of language when talking to their employees, but the employees have to respond with a higher level of language. So it's not just in the culture, it's also in the language, which means this is a problem that is deeply rooted and won't be able to change easily, unfortunately. There you have it again. I don't have any real particular interest in the Jin Ah Rim case. I just wanted to kind of use this example to introduce this kind of culture of Gapjil, and I felt this was the perfect opportunity to do it. Unless there are any crazy updates regarding this case in the near future, or any time in the future for that matter, or if you, the viewers, would like me to continue covering this story, I'll do it just for you guys, just because I love you guys. With that being said, if you liked this video and you thought I did a good job, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, or subscribe if you haven't already. If you hated this video and you want to be a gop to my ul, you can go ahead, leave angry comments, go ahead, dislike, unsubscribe. Try to force me to make an apology, although I will never apologize to you guys unless I mess up, which I don't think will happen. So I hope if I do mess up in the future, you guys do not reference this video. Thanks so much for watching as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.